UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall has just given fans a major update on his recovery, revealing on his YouTube channel that he's moving forward with multiple eye surgeries following the double eye pokes suffered in his fight against Ciryl Gane. Aspinall confirmed the next procedure is scheduled for mid-January as doctors work to repair the damage. Before UFC 321, the build-up between Aspinall and Gane was nothing but respectful. No trash talk, no bad blood, just two elite heavyweights excited to showcase their skills in a high-level technical matchup. But everything changed after the fight ended in a controversial no contest. Since then, Tom has accused Gane of intentionally eye-poking him from the opening exchange, labeling it straight-up cheating. Any respect he once had is gone. Aspinall says when they meet again, the nice guy version of him won't be there. He's promised to embrace full villain mode and has openly stated his goal is to beat the living daylights out of Ciryl Gane in the rematch. There have also been rumors swirling about Alex Pereira potentially facing Gane for an interim title during Aspinall's time away, but as of now, nothing has been officially announced. In a raw and honest new interview, Tom also spoke about how quickly people turned on him when things got difficult. Let's hear it. Roll the clip.
Well, people turn on you really quick, you know, and you always hear it, don't you? Like, people like start, you know, maybe getting jealous and want to drag you down when you get to the top. I never really experienced that, to be honest. But people will turn the back on you quick and give their opinions publicly, even if they're your friend. And you think that maybe the fact is that they're not your friend, and they'll come out and say certain stuff and stuff like that when you have a relationship with them. And I just think it's I've learned, mate. I've learned a lot. I'm just thinking about my health at the minute, to be honest. I'm not even thinking about any of that stuff, because you got to like take one step at a time, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. Obviously the plan is to go back and beat the living daylights out of Ciryl Gane. That's the plan. But right now the short-term plan is to get back to where I should be, get back in the gym.
Daniel Cormier has just revealed major details about the upcoming changes tied to the UFC's massive new broadcast deal with Paramount and CBS. The $7.7 billion agreement, set to begin in 2026, will eliminate traditional pay-per-view events entirely, and according to DC, fighter pay is about to change in a big way. For years, pay-per-view points were a massive payday for top stars, but streaming, piracy, and market saturation have crushed buy numbers. What's considered a big pay-per-view today is roughly 500 to 600,000 buys, far from the boom-era numbers. Cormier, drawing from his experience as both a former double champion and a current UFC insider, broke down how the move toward guaranteed money is already reshaping fighter contracts. In a new clip from his Weighing In podcast with Josh Thompson, DC explained how fighters across the entire card, especially lower-ranked fighters, are already benefiting. He also revealed that the UFC has started restructuring contracts in anticipation of the change, and surprisingly, many fighters are now earning more than they did during the peak of the pay-per-view era. Cormier also joked that he'd be open to a wrestling match with someone like John Jones, but made it clear he wants absolutely no part of Yoler Romero, who's been on a tear lately. Let's listen.
But even like, I'm telling you, like today though, Josh, a big pay-per-view number was 600, 500,000.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views just didn't sell as much. People are stealing it on streams. They're doing all these things to where like the numbers just work. I know guys now that said, hey, can I restructure with the idea that pay-per-view is gone? And the UFC is like, yes. And now it's like guaranteed money. They're doing better. And the guy from the very beginning is going to do better. And the guy all the way to the top of the card is going to do better. They're giving these guys more money.
Which is wild to me, because fuck, we were scraping to get
some guys,
100,000.
Some guys, Josh, that are at the very beginning of the card, that first fight that walks to the octagon, those guys are making better money now already. It's crazy. The UFC doesn't try, they don't try to rob fighters.
A major rumor is making the rounds today. As sources claim, Islam Makhachev versus Kamaru Usman is being targeted to headline UFC 327 in April, potentially in Dubai. Nothing has been made official yet, but the timing and momentum behind the matchup are lining up fast. This follows Islam's late December interviews, where he openly expressed interest in fighting the former welterweight champion. Makhachev described Usman as the toughest possible challenge and defended the matchup as a true legacy fight, not a shortcut. After Islam reportedly turned down a quick January title defense against Michael Morales, the Usman fight began to make even more sense. Behind the scenes, Team Khabib is said to be actively pushing for the bout, believing Usman's resume, dominance, and name value make it a defining win for Islam's legacy. Khabib Nurmagomedov has stayed in the headlines as well, recently running into Khamzat Chimaev in what appeared to be a friendly interaction. But in a separate interview, Khabib went nuclear on Dana White and the UFC. He accused the promotion of being tired of Dagestani fighters dominating and doing everything possible to slow them down or shut the door on them entirely. According to Khabib, the UFC doesn't want more Dagestanis entering the roster because they keep winning, taking belts, and exposing the rest of the division. He claimed multiple undefeated Dagestani fighters have already been cut, specifically naming Rustam Khabilov as an example. In Khabib's view, these fighters do exactly what the UFC asks: win fights, stay disciplined, cause no problems, yet still get pushed aside once they become too dangerous. Khabib made it clear he believes this is deliberate, not accidental. His message was blunt: the UFC doesn't have a fighter problem, it has a domination problem.
There is so many hungry fighters coming.
Yeah.
They just come, smash people and take money, you know. And US promotions, they don't like this. End of the day, this is sport. It's sport 1-on-1. You go alone inside the cage and we will see who's the best in the world. I have couple gyms in Dagestan. There is 500 amateur guys and they all want to be like Khabib. You know, they follow the politics, they just don't sign them because they tired. Because all Magomedov, Nurmagomedov, they jump to the UFC and they take over, you know. And last couple years, they changed a little bit politics, and I don't like this, to be honest. It's end of the day, like I say, this is sport. It's have to be fair. And even the last couple years, we saw so many fighters they cut so many fighters. They have like they don't even lose in UFC. They just finish contract, they don't give him new contract. Honestly, somebody have to talk about this, and I think this is not fair. This is what I don't like.
Fans are raising eyebrows after new training footage of Justin Gaethje surfaced just weeks ahead of UFC 324. The lightweight contender recently shared behind-the-scenes clips from camp in episode 2 of his Art of Violence YouTube series. While some moments already caught attention, like Kamaru Usman briefly catching Justin in a submission, one scene stood out as genuinely concerning. The footage shows Gaethje participating in a high-intensity dodgeball-style drill with teammates, where everyone sprints toward the center at full speed. The drill quickly turns chaotic, and at one point, Justin collides headfirst with a training partner in a hard clash that immediately raised alarm. Thankfully, there was no visible cut or blood afterward, which came as a relief given how many fights have been derailed by gym injuries in recent years. Still, fans reacted quickly online, urging Gaethje to ease up and avoid unnecessary risks so close to fight night. Gaethje is scheduled to face Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight title at UFC 324, the UFC's first event of 2026. That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.